Hey everyone, it's Fun Around and my name is Jordan. Wanted to get this video out before Thursday Night Football. I'm as excited as you are for football to return. Go Browns. But this video will be for Friday's slate of WNBA games. I have some props that I like for you guys. I'm going to jump right into it. You will see images that come up on the screen. Those will be from a data app called Outlier. There's a link in the description that'll give you a 7-day free trial for Outlier. So this first pick is going to be from the Indiana Fever. I like Aaliyah Boston over 9.5 rebounds. It's set -140, or you can get a 10 even on prop apps. She's gone over in 4 out of 8 games since the Olympic break. I know that doesn't sound great, but Minnesota was the worst rebounding team going into the Olympic break. Since then, they've kind of patched things up a little bit, but they may not have Elena Smith out there, who is a pretty good rebounder. So we kind of have a tale of two halves there, but still, Aaliyah Boston has had success even after the Olympic break rebounding versus the Minnesota Lynx. She had a 16 rebound game versus them before the break, and then a 15 rebound game after the break. And to go on top of that, she just had a lot of success against the Minnesota Lynx. In general, you can go back to last season. She went over in 3 out of 4 games, just 1 rebound away from a 4 out of 4 sweep. Leah Boston just has the history there. Leah Boston has had some big rebounding games here after the break. I know the 4 she went under were against some tough matchups, but Outlier does have a note on her last 7 games versus bottom 5 defensive teams on the season. She's averaging 13 a game, and she's gone over in 6 out of those last 7. So I do like Aaliyah Boston to get 10 plus rebounds in this matchup. In this second pick, I'm going to stick with the Fever, but I'm not going to take an over. I like Caitlin Clark under 9.5 assists at -135. And for her, it's a tale of two stories coming out of the Olympic break. She had 3 recent overs. Those were against the 3 worst teams with giving up assists. She had 1 over coming out of the break against the Phoenix Mercury, which was against the 4th worst team against assist. And then she had 4 unders that came against some of the most difficult matchups when it comes to assist. So the Lynx themselves are giving up the 3rd least assist overall to teams since the break. And I watch all the games that Caitlin Clark plays when they come on TV, and recently she's been playing kind of loose, behind the back passes, trying to do a little too much. I would say trying to get a big highlight, and it's resulted in a lot of turnovers, resulted in some tough passes for her teammates to catch, and they just haven't been able to get the easy shots like they were going into the break. And also when they do get the easy shots, sometimes they just straight up miss. So it's a little bit tough. So this last matchup against the Sparks should have been a really easy one for her to go over, and she just got her 10th assist right near the end of the game. So she's not quite where she was going into the break with assists. She was on a roll just finding her teammates, but lately she needs a really good matchup to go over, and these tough matchups, she's just been struggling to hit that 10 assist mark. Versus Minnesota this season, she had a 6 assist game and then an 8 assist game. Looking for her to go under again. Outlier does have a note for this. She's gone under in 14 out of the last 16 games versus top 5 defenses versus assist, averaging 7 a game. So if you guys could, please like the video, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, you can just let me know plays that you may like. Let me know what you're taking a look at, because there are a ton of plays to look at for this slate. There's 4 different games, but just saying hello, helps with the algorithm. So thank you for that. And also, if you'd like to get away from Prizepicks and try an app that has more options or dynamic payouts, try Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, ParlayPlay, or ChalkBoard. Promo code is FINEAROUND11. That'll give you a $100 deposit match. And on top of that, Underdog is doing a $1,000 bonus money match for the NFL season. So definitely check them out. There are links in the description that'll take you there with the promo code. Thank you to anyone who uses those. So this next pick is going to be Dearica McCowan of the Dallas Wings, over 19.5 points plus rebounds, -112. So I've bet on her before. She scares me a little bit, but she has just been on fire as of late, and she has a really good matchup. Actually, the matchup's not that great, but historically, she has just crushed the Atlanta Dream. So over in 5 out of the last 6. Atlanta, they're kind of in the middle with giving up rebounds. They play at the slowest pace in the WNBA, which causes teams to score less. But Dallas, they play at the 3rd fastest pace and have the 3rd highest offensive rating. They're going to get out there and they're going to run. I think the slow pace for the Atlanta Dream actually might be in McCowan's favor because she's not the fastest person in the world, and that might help her, get up down the floor a little bit easier. And I think that has shown because in 2 games versus Atlanta this year, she had 21 points and 14 rebounds, and then a 16.11 rebound game, just absolutely crushing them. And with her being on this roll, I really like her going into this game with the history there. And another play, just in case you just want to throw some money on a plus money play, 5 straight double-doubles versus the Atlanta Dream for Dearica McCowan. Her double-double is at plus 220. So there are some worse plus 220s you could throw your money at. So Dearica McCowan over 19.5 points plus rebounds. And if you want to take a shot at it, double-doubles plus 220. And then this final pick is going to be Dearica Hamby of the LA Sparks under 16.5 points at minus 120. Going up against the Chicago Sky, coming out of the Olympic break, she has not been great. Under in 7 out of the last 9 games. She had 1 over against Dallas, who are the worst defense. And then she had an over against the Liberty when Jonquel Jones was out. So 2 pretty easy matchups there for her, and she went over those. And I was a little bit surprised against Indiana. They give up a lot of points. Rickea Jackson got benched in that 4th quarter in the last game, so I thought, Hamby, I thought she had gone over. I wasn't keeping track of her stats, but when I checked, she had actually gone under this line with Rickea Jackson out against a fast-paced team and a good matchup. So if she can't do that, this is going to be a tough matchup here against the Chicago Sky, where Kamilla Cardoso is really starting to bloom on the defensive end. She's blooming on the offensive end as well. And I watched Angela Reese play some one-on-one defense against Asia Wilson, and her defense actually wasn't that bad one-on-one. She definitely forced her into some tough shots, but she's Asia Wilson, so she got her 30 points. So Dearica Hamby's played the Chicago Sky twice this year. Very first game was in May. She scored 24 points against them. Kamilla Cardoso was injured at the time, so they played again later, and she went up against Kamilla Cardoso. She scored just 7 points in 34 minutes of play. Didn't take many shots. And if you don't know who Kamilla Cardoso is, and I keep saying her name, she's a 6'7" rookie, just a big body, a very good defender, and she's starting to make the Chicago Sky team a lot tougher down low. So the Sky are giving up the 5th least points to the forward position since the Olympic break. Dearica Hamby of the LA Sparks to have a tough game here. Under 16.5 points at minus 120. So some things to also look at. Atlanta Dream going up against the Wings. Obviously, the Wings are giving up the most points. Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray, their scoring has been off and on, so not too confident in them. And the Wings actually give up a lot of points to the forward position, but we don't have any lines for the Dream forwards. We do have Tina Charles, but she actually has struggled a little bit versus McCowan, who's also 6'7". And then another player for the LA Sparks. Her lines came out later for the last video that I did. And I definitely would have taken her if I had saw her, because if you've been watching this channel, you know I love Odyssey Sims. I think she is one of the best names in the WNBA. But her lines came out later. They're not out right now. But the Sky are giving up a decent amount of points to guards. So I think Odyssey Sims is a good play, especially if they keep it. It's not going to be at 9.5 where it was last game. And this is what happened when she played for the Wings. It came out at 9.5. It then bumped up to 11.5 and then 13.5. And her points plus assists just kept going up, and she kept beating it. And then eventually she got released. And now we're here where she worked her way into the starting lineup. Her lines are starting to get respected, and they're coming out. And she's going to just keep beating them. So Odyssey Sims is someone to keep an eye out for. And then Kennedy Carter may return. My only worry about her is last time she had an illness and she returned, she didn't play much. So she did practice. Her line already got bumped up by 1. I believe it's at 18.5 now, or 19.5. But when she came back from her first illness, she played like 14 to 17 minutes. I forgot what it was, but she did not play much. She didn't do well. And then even the next game where she played more, she didn't do well. So I'm not sure how Kennedy Carter is going to look. And then there's also the Aces in the Connecticut game. That is 2 teams who have their playoff spots pretty much locked up. I know they're going to battle it out, but the Connecticut Sun are kind of a puzzle right now with the minutes with Marina Mabry last time. I don't know what the issue was there. Maybe it was an adjustment because they played the same team back to back. And she's just not as good defensively. Her line has been bumped down a little bit. So they're just a scary team to look at. We don't know who's going to play how many minutes. Lineups are just getting changed a lot. And then the Aces, they keep resting different players. Asia Wilson keeps going off. But Connecticut is very good defensively. So you don't know who's going to really go off for that team. And Asia Wilson's lines are just so high. It's getting difficult to take an over on her, but you also can't fade her. So that's just a tough game between 2 tough teams. So I don't have any picks from that one. And then as far as Minnesota goes, Indiana does give up a lot of points. Nafis Collier does have good history against them. It's just she struggled for the past 3 games, so I couldn't give the go on that play. If she had shown that she was scoring better, I would love Nafis Collier, but the history is definitely there versus the Fever. So as far as a recap goes from the last game, actually, I don't have the page out, but I know it was Caitlin Clark over points and assist. She hit that, and then I had Kelsey Mitchell over points plus rebounds. She came up 2 short. She scored, I believe, 6 points in the second half. And I had said in that video that her streak is going to end whenever Aaliyah Boston has a big game, and that's what happened. She got her volume back. Kelsey Mitchell was taking a ton of volume, and she did take a lot of volume in this game. She just needed to knock down that 1 extra shot. But Aaliyah Boston was kind of hesitant before coming out of the break, but she had a huge game there. This might be the breakout for Aaliyah Boston. And then I had Rakia Jackson over points. She did not hit that. She came out. It was like one of those big moments for her. Playing against Caitlin Clark in Indiana on national TV. And, some people, they just got it where they're going to play amazing in those opportunities. And then some people, they just don't show up. And Rakia Jackson didn't show up. She shot like 1 for 7. She looked awful. She got benched in the 4th quarter. She looked so bad. And the LA Sparks, they weren't getting her involved as much. She really just wasn't getting the ball. She was demanding it in the post. She had 1 good post up. But other than that, they didn't really feed her as much. And a lot of that has to do with Odyssey Sims now in the starting lineup. Odyssey Sims, she will get assists, but she's also looking to score a lot too. So I'm not 100% sure on Rakia Jackson from here on out, especially with Odyssey Sims and that, score mindset. So that was a 1 for 2 day. It was the first losing day in a while. And I forgot to mention I have a Discord. Link is in the description. You can hop on in there. Discussion will be going on about WNBA, about football, about baseball, about all that stuff. It's free. You don't have to pay a premium price or anything like that. It's just people bringing their own research, and it's just as valuable, if not more valuable. So I'm going to get this edited, get it out to you all. God bless you all. It's the final round. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.